third speaker is William Strunk. Today, William Strunk is giving 5 to 7 minute non-manual speech titled Dr. Martin Luther King's Life and Contribution to the Civil Rights Movement. Please help me welcome William.
Thank you, William. Good morning, everyone. It's been a long, dark, drawn-out nightmare, but there's a flicker of light at the end of the tunnel, and there's work to be done. The foreman will be Dr. Martin Luther King. Dr. King, we will celebrate the 83rd anniversary of his birth this coming Sunday. On Monday, we will celebrate his birthday because that is the day that the Congress has declared that we would honor him. But this is what I fear, that on Sunday or on Monday, when the day everyone takes the day off, little will know the great sacrifice that this man made along with his followers for the civil rights movement. Especially those of you who are much younger, have no idea. And so I am bothered by the fact that no one really appreciates what he did, because his mode was non-violent. Let me go back some years. About 149 years ago, the Emancipation Proclamation was signed, freeing the slaves. Shortly thereafter, the 13th Amendment to reinforce that proclamation that slaves would be free. But the nightmare for the black man was not over. Right after the death of Abraham Lincoln, the Ku Klux Klan was formed. And not only was there the Ku Klux Klan who hated the blacks, but just white people in general, for no real reason at all except their skin was black. They hated the black people. I grew up in the segregated state of Oklahoma, where there was also a lot of discrimination. We had a white section and a black section. Back in those days, the black man could not pee in the white man's pot. In the bus station, there was a black section and a white section. The black man could not go to the counter to eat with us white folks. When we would come out of the airplane, out of the airport looking for a taxi, there was only the white taxi and the black taxi. And if there was no black taxis, the black man couldn't get a ride. The situation was just absolutely deplorable. Now we fast forward to December of 1955. And a courageous woman with the name of Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat to a white man and consequently was arrested, and that was the spark. Enter now Dr. Martin Luther King. And that was the beginning of the great march of the 50s and the 60s. What I am most impressed with, and this is the point that I would like to leave with you, stronger than anything else, that there, at that time, there could have been another great bloodbath between the white and the black. The black people were having their churches bombed. Martin Luther King's house was bombed twice. He was in constant danger of being killed. And yet when they would have these marches, who was out front? It was him leading the way. He went to jail over and over. And he did so many things. But the thing most of all, he was able to persuade his people to turn the other cheek. He would say things like, in our search for freedom, in our thirst for freedom, let us not drink from the cup of bitterness and hatred. We must forever conduct our efforts with discipline and gentleness. He had such a way, and I think it was his powerful speaking, and I think those of us who want to become better speakers could really emulate his speaking ability. It was his speaking ability that was able for him to be the great leader that he was, because he did some magnificent things with the black people. What I saw back then, we no longer see, because of his effort and because of his willingness to die. And of course, he did die. In 1968, a sniper's bullet took his life, and we no longer have him today, yet he could still be with us. So then on Monday, when we celebrate the birthday of Dr. Martin Luther King, I would urge you to really think of the greatness of this man, that he was able to lead those people to a great achievement and not fight back. They bombed their churches, little girls were killed, and all sorts of horrendous things, and yet he kept his eye on the prize. And today, America is much better because of Dr. Martin Luther King.